Fridays. Great days. One of the top 7 days of the week. Absolutely. If you had to rank all the days of the week, you would have to put Friday in the top 7. And on top of that, not only are we heading into a weekend, we're heading into a 3-day weekend, I hope, for a lot of people. I hope a lot of folks out there in our viewing area get Labor Day off. I do. We're not going to be here on Monday. Thank you very much. I'll be honest with you. I kind of need a 3-day weekend. I'm looking forward to it. But I still got work to do. I got this show to do today and all the other nonsense that I do to eat up valuable company time while they pay me to do it. And then we got football tonight. Don't forget, high school football, our fall sports schedule begins tonight. We'll be at Wildcat Stadium in beautiful East Wenatchee as the Wildcats take on the Panthers from Meade High School. Not the Wenatchee Panthers, the Meade Panthers from the Greater Spokane League. Eric Kuntz, my brother, will be on the broadcast alongside Grant Olson. Eric Granstrom is taking some time off. Anyway, football tonight. Check it out. Very interesting weather. Things have changed forecast-wise from the last time we visited 24 hours ago. First of all, out in the Columbia Basin and up in the Waterville Plateau, you have a red flag warning going on. Going to see some wind. It's going to be hot again today with some wind. Here in the valley and most of our viewing area, on top of the red flag warning, we have a heat advisory in effect. It's going to be warmer today than it was yesterday, and it was plenty warm for folks yesterday. It was 95, pretty close to a record high yesterday. We're going to be really close to the record high today, maybe just off by a degree. And we got some weather statistics we're going to throw your way about August. We showed you one slide yesterday, going to show you another one today, a different one, about exactly how warm the month of August was. Those details coming up. News, sports, Mariners are rolling right along. It's fun to play the Tigers because they stink. And the Mariners just ripped them yesterday. We got highlights of that. And we'll preview the rest of the high school and college sports schedule as well and talk a little Seahawks. And speaking of football, in the back half of the program, it's our friend Scott Devereaux, who's been the Wenatchee High School head football coach since 2004. That's a long time. We interviewed Michael Don from Eastmont yesterday. We got Scott Devereaux doing the honors today as the Wenatchee Panthers will hop on the bus and head to Skyline to start their fall football season tonight. So Scott will be my guest in the back half of the program. Let's go. You got your coffee? Let's see what we have out there with our PTZ cameras, courtesy of the Sky-Fi. Yeah, we're down there somewhere. Again, that's the jump-off ridge camera. Air quality in the Wenatchee Valley is at 60. That's moderate. A little bit higher than it was yesterday. It's the air quality in Cashmere. Cashmere, of course, is a smaller, narrower valley, so the smoke can get trapped closer to the ground and also be a little more, dense, I guess is the right way to put it. So in Cashmere, your air quality is 91. That's moderate, but it's awfully close to getting unhealthy for sensitive groups in Cashmere. Leavenworth, the closest city to the fires in Lake Wenatchee, your air quality is at 77. Chelan, 99. That's almost unhealthy for sensitive groups. Omak, your air quality is 80. It's a little bit better out in the Columbia Basin, but yeah, smoke and haze prevalent again on the valley floor, but it will gradually lift as the day progresses, and we're in for some wind, by the way, especially tonight, Saturday, and Saturday night. Camera 2. Oh, that's a cool view. The Arundel Rock camera, I'm assuming, Uriah? Yep, okay. Good morning to Lake Antioch. Looks a tad choppy, doesn't it? Normally it's pretty smooth. That's the Arundel Rock camera, and I think he has that pointed to the north. In fact, I know he has it pointed to the north, because you can see a little sliver of Arundel there, the Columbia River, right behind Rocky Reach Dam on our Arundel Rock camera. That's a low camera. Comes in really handy in the wintertime when we get that inversion layer. We can't really see much from our higher cameras. Camera 3. Speaking of one of our higher cameras, some smoke and some haze up that way. I want to say Greens Knob. I am correct. Good morning to our friends up at Lake Chelan. Greens Knob camera is a ways from the lake. Not a ways from the lake. It's close to the lake. It's a ways from Chelan proper, the town. It's up the lake quite a bit. Good morning to our friends there. And it's pretty hazy and smoky, as you might imagine. And our camera number 4, which will wrap up our festivities, takes us to Billy Goat. They are also, as you can see, got some smoke and some haze there. Pretty significant wildfire broke out in the Colville Forest up near Pond Oreille. It's about 3,000 acres and is burning in timber. And so some of that smoke may be affecting the air quality up in the Omak-Okanagan area. Again, your air quality in Omak right now is at 80 degrees. We say good morning to Pateros, Bridgeport, and Brewster up there. But look at the sun. It's up above the haze and the smoke. into the north of us. Always good to check in with our friends at Okanagan County. All right, red flag warning. I hate these. Now, the red flag warning is for the Waterville Plateau and the Columbia Basin. It's just not quite in the Wenatchee Valley, but we needed to mention this, so things are going to get a little dicey. It's the combination that we don't like to see: hot, dry, and unstable conditions. A rather strong Pacific wave moves through our area during the day, and that is going to pick up the winds in those areas. Again, out in the Columbia Basin, the Waterville Plateau, all the way to Spokane, out in the Palouse, that kind of area. So things could get nervous for the local firefighters, and the people keep a close eye on that, and we will do that as well. And how hot was August? It was hot. You take the daily average temp, so the overnight low and the afternoon high, and you average it out, and that's what they call your average temperature. And as you can see, for a lot of areas in our viewing area, they all had record hot August. OMAC, hottest August on record since they started keeping track of these things in 1910. Mazama, a record hot August. Odessa, Republic. Everybody was quite warm. We didn't quite, here in the Wenatchee Valley, we didn't quite have a record hot August, but we only missed it by like half a degree, which is why it's not on the graphic. So, if August is hot, but it seemed like if it was hotter than normal, guess what? It was hotter than normal. From the National Weather Service. Again, a heat advisory starts at noon today, goes until 8 o'clock this evening. 99. Our high today, our record high for today, 100. That was set back in 1998. We're going to be awfully close to that. We're already off to a warm start as we speak. We're at 69 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley. Going to be a hot one, folks. Our normal high is 82. So we're not going to get to that until Thursday of next week. 67 for the overnight low tonight. Again, a little breezy this afternoon, not much. The winds won't really affect the Wenatchee Valley today or tonight, but we're going to see some wind on Saturday. Going to be pretty breezy at times on Saturday. You're going to wake up tomorrow morning with lots of clouds because that Pacific wave is going to bring up some moisture from the south, and it's going to cloud us up. So you're going to wake up Saturday morning and go, wait, where's the sun? It's all cloudy. It will eventually become sunny, and it will be windy on Saturday. As you can see, quite a bit cooler, a lot cooler. And then we do it again. We go to 90 to 87 to 90 to 85, just about what we should be this time of the year, except warmer. Again, our normal afternoon high is 82. So again, we're keeping a very close eye on tonight and on Saturday wind-wise. It will clear out the skies, but it also could get existing wildfires cooking up again, and any sleepers or anything that gets going over Labor Day weekend. A lot of people are going to be out and about, camping and all that stuff. So if you're on your best behavior, we should get through the holiday weekend without any kind of wildfire. If there's a wildfire on Labor Day weekend, I have to come to work, and I don't want to do that. I want my 3 days off. So there, I'm being a bit selfish. I apologize for that. It's 8 minutes after the hour, a 1 minute break, and then your Friday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
This could be the view out of your office window.
North Central Washington is probably one of the most beautiful places to live, and you get to experience it all as a transit operator.
Link Transit coach operators enjoy full family benefits, paid CDL training, a state-of-the-art fleet, and the satisfaction of being part of a progressive, community-minded team.
We have a lot of fun with each other. I mean, it's a good group of people. We're all kind of like a family.
If you like this view, Link has a seat for you. The next operator training starts soon. Apply today at linktransit.com.
Town Toyota Center in Wenatchee is hosting the largest RV liquidation event in Washington state history. And it all begins August 30th through September 5th. Don't miss this RV liquidation sale where manufacturers are coming from across the country with huge discounts on every RV, motorhome, or travel trailer. There's a floor plan for everyone, and at liquidation prices you will never see again. Top manufacturers like Forest River, Keystone, Thor, and Heartland, with representatives from across the country to help answer all of your RV needs. Looking for a used RV? They'll be there too. Have a trade? They want it. Paid for or not. Banks on site for immediate financing and special interest rates only offered during this liquidation event. Prices so low you need nothing down. That's right, zero, zip, Nada. Hurry into this first time ever huge RV liquidation event at Town Toyota Center in Wenatchee, Washington, August 30th through September 5th. Doors open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Financing on approved credit.
69 degrees, it's smoky, it's cloudy, it's hazy anyway. We'll be close to a record high temperature this afternoon. Winds will pick up a little bit this afternoon, and then quite windy on Saturday with a red flag warning for most of our viewing area and a heat advisory for today for pretty much everybody who's watching this program. It's 11 minutes after the hour. Boy, this was a mess yesterday afternoon. I hope you didn't get caught in this. A pickup hauling apples on a flatbed jackknifed on Highway 2 near Monitor yesterday afternoon, splaying apples across the highway and partially blocking the highway for about an hour. The Washington State Patrol reports that at 2:38 Thursday afternoon, a Ford F-350 pickup being driven by 58-year-old James R. Smith of Wenatchee was driving westbound when he lost control of the truck, jackknifed, and ended up facing the wrong way. On the shoulder, the bins of apples came loose. Most ended up on the roadway. As you see there, a WashDOT truck plowed the apples off the highway. Smith was not injured, by the way, but he does face charges of failing to secure his load. An inmate who's been in the Chelan County Jail for the last 10 months allegedly used the facility's phone system for explicit text and video chats with an underage girl. 24-year-old Adolfo Israel Torres was arrested back in October. He was arrested on charges of selling cocaine, methamphetamine, fentanyl, and witness intimidation. Wenatchee police say back in June, Torres used the inmate phone and video system, which is monitored, to carry on sexually explicit interactions with a 17-year-old girl. Police are seeking additional charges of sexual exploitation and communication with a minor for immoral purposes. Torres, by the way, faces trial on his original charges next month. Chelan County Commissioners have green-lighted $900,000 in economic development funds. That's for projects including 3 affordable housing developments. It's the first time housing has qualified for grants from the Cascade Public Infrastructure Fund under a new law sponsored last year by State Senator Brad Hawkins. With the commissioners' vote on Tuesday, about $324,000 goes to the Housing Authority of Chelan County and the City of Wenatchee. $310,000 goes to Upper Valley Mend there in Leavenworth, and almost $190,000 to the Chelan Valley Housing Trust. Another $100,000, by the way, is earmarked for Chelan County Fire District 5 in Manson to build a new fire training center on Wapato Lake Road. If you own a small piece of property that has forest land on it, you now have a one-stop online shopping to get help. It's from the Washington Department of Natural Resources. DNR created its Landowner Assistance Portal to help private landowners navigate services and keep their forest land healthy and adoptable for wildlife. The agency says the single web page helps consolidate all of their private forest services into one convenient website. You can visit the portal at the web address that you see in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. And the community will have a chance to thank Grant County Fire District 7 Chief Kirk Shepard and his wife, Pat. Can't forget about her. The two are retiring after serving the fire district for more than half a century combined. The fire district will hold an open house for the couple on September 15th at the firehouse in Soap Lake. It starts at 2 o'clock. Kirk Shepard has been with the fire district for 28 years, the last 24 as chief. Patricia has been the district's secretary for the last 26 years. Happy retirement. And that's what's making news. At 14 minutes after the hour, going to be another crazy day in the newsroom, but we got some pros who know what they're doing, and you got me too. So Grant will handle the news tonight and the weather. I'll be handling sports, and then we'll all be heading over to Eastmont High School for the football game tonight. If you got a news tip or you want to drop us a note, whatever the case may be, we'd love to hear from you, our viewers. Try to make it as easy as possible. You can go to our Facebook page and use the Messenger app. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, or if you go to our website and you click on the Contact Us icon, the form pops up. You're good to go. After a break, nice victory for the Mariners. They're playing really good baseball. It helps when you play the Tigers. We'll preview high school football, college football, talk a little Seahawks as well. It's all coming up with sports. It's 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Green
Motion e-bikes have rolled out the new line of custom e-bikes. They have 3-way adjustable folding e-bikes and full-size mountain e-bikes. Pedal assist and a throttle makes them a perfect fit for any rider. Green Motion e-bikes, located in the Mills Brothers building.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think we should hire more people.
Doug, late for a meeting.
Hey, we need to build a home office.
We're adding another bathroom. We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
16 minutes after the hour, Julio Rodriguez and Ty France went deep in the third inning, back-to-back home runs, and it was all gravy from there. The Mariners complete the 3-game series sweep. They beat the Tigers yesterday. The final was 7-0. France and Kurt Casale drove in 2 runs apiece. The Mariners win for the 6th time in the last 7 games. The Tigers were shut out for the 18th time this season. Here are your highlights.
Suarez, his last 12 games, batting well over 300. Ground ball, and it splits the left side with 3 over there. Doesn't matter. Julio wheels around third base. Suarez puts the Mariners in front right away. And once again, just like last night, 4 batters into the ball game, the Mariners have taken the lead. It's 1-0.
Well, it all started with a base on balls, and the error they should be out of this inning when you think about it.
Leads off.
Rodriguez against Rodriguez. Breaking ball hammered deep left field. High, far, and way out of here. Oh, baby. Julio. Home run number 22, RBI number 66. Yeah, take your time running around the bases. Yeah, that's good stuff there, folks. Ty France swinging a hot bat.
France, this carries back deep. France back to the wall, and the Mariners go back-to-back jacks. First Julio, and now Ty France. He goes deep to left field, and the Mariners extend the lead. It's 3-0. Field.
And Mariners in good shape. See if Casale can pick up at least one here.
Casale rockets this out to right center field. Green having a chase after it. He won't get there to the base of the wall. Kurt Casale brings home 2. Crawford and then Haggerty, and the Mariners hope to blow it open here in the top of the 4th. It's a 2-run double from Kurt Casale, and it's a 5-0 Mariners lead.
Able to stay with that pitch down and away, right center field. Deep part of the ballpark, and easy 2 runs with Sam Haggerty and J.P. Crawford on the bases.
Ty 1 for 2. 17 home runs on the year, working on a 4-game hitting streak.
This is dropping in for a base hit. Casale hits the bag at third. He comes home. Ty France strikes again. It's a 6-0 Mariners lead of the 4th inning.
What an afternoon, and what a stretch now for Ty France.
8 for his last 14. Couple RBIs here today.
Willie Castro.
This is near the line. Foul ground now. Haggerty goes like, oh my gosh. Oh, it comes out of his glove. I mean, they call it out. Haggerty earned that one. That was incredible.
Wow, what a catch here from Sam Haggerty going into the stands. Let's not forget that net's kind of brand new. He'd be 5 rows deep if that net wasn't there. Able to keep the catch, spring it back out, get the foot stuck.
Now A.J. Hinch is coming out to ask about it.
Ball hit the net first. The Tigers are going to challenge, but I'm not sure how you can call that a catch if you've been ejected by the netting and then you fall to the ground, the ball pops out of your glove.
After review, the call in the field is overturned. Not a catch.
And Penn Murphy looking for that final out to protect the shutout.
Tigers down to their final strike. Ground ball, and it finds Toro on to first base, and that's your ball game. The Mariners sweep the Tigers with an exclamation mark today. A 7-0 shutout in Detroit. The Mariners sweep their...
Logan Gilbert looked really, really good. He actually had gone winless in his previous 9 starts. Hadn't won a game since July 5th, but he looked really good. He just gave up 2 hits, walked 1 in 6 innings of work. Yeah, last time he won was on July 5th, but he's off the schneid there. Now it's off to Cleveland for a 3-game weekend series against the Guardians. Luis Castillo starts today for the Mariners. First pitch, 4:10 on Root Sports Northwest. All right, high school, a couple of scores to pass along to you. Actually, just one score in high school football. They played Thursday night, and as you can see, Cascade knocked off Natchez Valley in a non-league game, 39-21. Pomeroy was supposed to travel to take on Waterville yesterday afternoon, and they didn't. The game wasn't played. I don't know why. High school schedule tonight. As you know by now, we will be at Wildcat Stadium in East Wenatchee as the Meade Panthers from the Greater Spokane League come on over on the bus, take on the Eastmont Wildcats. Pre-game at about 45 or so. They'll kick it off at 7 o'clock tonight. Grant Olson on the play-by-play. My brother Eric Kuntz will handle the analysis. Grant will be getting paid. Eric will not. Elsewhere, Wenatchee has a long bus trip to take on Skyline. Moses Lake travels to Ephrata to get their season going. LaSalle will be in Cashmere tonight. All these games, by the way, are at 7 o'clock, with the exception of that last game that you see, Elmira, Cooley, Heartline, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. They'll be at Columbia, and they'll get going at 3 o'clock this afternoon. That's your high school schedule for tonight. As far as the college schedule, they get going as well. College football, one final to pass along to you. Central Washington on the road loses last night to Ferris State. The final was 36-20. Your schedule for the local colleges: Idaho is at Wazoo. The Battle of the Palouse is back. 6:30 tonight. It's tomorrow, I should say. 6:30 tomorrow on the Pac-12 network. Kent State travels to Seattle to take on the Washington Huskies. 7:30 tomorrow night on FS1. A few fans of Eastern Washington University, they will be welcoming Tennessee State at 1 o'clock, and you can watch that on ESPN Plus. You can. I can't. I don't have it. And it looks like the Seahawks have found themselves quite a little steal in the NFL draft. And wideout Derek Young, he was the 233rd overall pick in the draft out of tiny Lenore Rye, but he looked really good in rookie camp. He looked really good in regular camp, and he looked really good in the preseason, and he made the team, and he's happy.
I was excited, happy that they decided to keep me here. This is where I want to be, and ready to get to it.
People think, Division II guy, small school is going to have a long way to go. Why do you think you were able to make the leap?
Just because of the abilities that God blessed me with. Not everybody at the Division II level are like me, but there are a lot of guys out there that, if they get the opportunity, they could be in the same situation I am and make an NFL team. So just taking advantage of the abilities that God blessed me with, and that's what gave me the opportunity to make this team.
It looked like the final roster spot for the defensive line would come down to L.J. Collier or Miles Adams. Remember, Collier didn't play at all in the preseason. He's been banged up. Collier or Adams. Turns out the Seahawks kept both, and Adams was relieved when he got the word.
It was unbelievable. Didn't feel real yesterday, but it feels real today. And it's a blessing. Honestly, it's a blessing.
Can you walk us through how did you find out you called to the office? What do you think you walked in?
Well, I've been through this. It's a third training camp, so usually in my experience, you get the call. They tell you, you did good, but we want to bring you back on P squad, and I didn't get called yesterday. So I walked in. First person I saw was Thomas, my guy. He dabbed me up and told me congratulations, and that was it.
Seahawks continue to prepare for their season opener Monday Night Football, September 12th, taking on the Denver Broncos in Seattle, and Russell Wilson, who, if you didn't hear already, took a big pay cut yesterday. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. On this Friday, September 2nd, it's the Friday before Labor Day, which means for the obscure holiday, it's always National College Colors Day today. Everybody wear your college colors. As the football season gets underway, it doesn't matter if you're going to college and you have a sports team, or you're an alumnus of the college, or you're just a fan of the college, or a family member attends the college. It doesn't matter. On the first Friday before Labor Day, you show your school pride by wearing your college colors. Fun facts about some college. I came up with this yesterday as I was looking around the internet. It's on the internet, so you know it's true. The collegiate sport that has the most participants at all levels of college, big colleges, small colleges, middle colleges, is basketball. Pretty easy on the budget. You don't have a big roster, not a lot of equipment. There are 2,197 men's and women's college basketball teams at all levels. of college sports. Second on the list, this is interesting. Think about this for a minute. The second list of the most participants in a collegiate sport, a sanctioned collegiate sport. Cross country. Cross country. I mean, think about it. It's Title IX compliant. You got shoes, you got socks, you got shorts and a t-shirt. You can be in the cross country team. There are 2,065 cross country teams, not just participants, but teams. And third on that list that I just gave you, basketball is 1, cross country is 2, baseball and softball is third. 1,952 college baseball or softball teams. The most popular, top 5 popular mascots in college. Number 5, the Wildcats. Number 4, the Bulldogs. Number 3, the Panthers. Number 2, the Tigers. And number 1, the Eagles are the most popular mascots. The least popular mascots, I don't have that, but there's some bizarre college mascots. Of course, Stanford just has a tree, which I think is pretty cool. Wichita State, they're known as the Shockers, but their mascot is a wheat stalk, name of Washock. It's actually a guy in a costume or a girl that looks like a stalk of wheat. That's in Wichita State. The University of California, Santa Cruz is the Slugs. Their mascot is Sammy the Slug. I wonder how they get a student to volunteer to do that. The University of North Carolina School of the Arts, when they take to the field, their mascot in costume is the Fightin' Pickle. And my favorite of all is right here in the Pacific Northwest, the Evergreen State College in Olympia, the Gooey Ducks. Yeah, Speedy the Gooey Duck is their mascot. It's Friday before Labor Day. Wear your school colors. There you go. Go team, fight team, win, win, win. 27 minutes after the hour today in history, all major metropolitan cities at one time or another have the Great Fire, and this one was just waiting to happen. September 2nd, 1666, 356 years ago today, the Great Fire of London breaks out. It burned for 3 days. London at that time in 1666 had about 80,000 people living in the city of London. Of those 80,000 residents, 70,000 lost their homes. But it was one of those things that was it was going to happen. Wood, fabric, thatch, oil, pitch, tar, alcohol, coal, turpentine, gunpowder is all in a general area. It didn't take a lot for that baby to get going. And of course you have to blame somebody, and they blamed Robert Hubert. Robert Hubert claimed that he was an agent from the Pope, and he was hired by the Catholic Church to go to London and burn it down. He later changed his story. He was convicted. There were a lot of people thought that Robert Hubert was probably nuts. He was convicted. He was hanged about 3 weeks after the Great Fire was put out. And then after they hung him, they discovered he wasn't even in London on September 2nd, 1666. The Great Fire of London burned for 3 days, changed the city forever. Happy birthday to the Treasury Department. There it is. That's the Treasury Building in downtown Washington, D.C., September 2nd, 1789. The Treasury Department is founded. If you have a bill, you'll look at the bill, and there's got 2 signatures on it. One of them is the Secretary of the Treasury, the cabinet position, and the other signature is the Treasurer of the United States. Now, if you're unemployed, you might want to apply for it because the office of Treasurer of the United States has been vacant for almost 3 years. President Truman appointed Georgia Clark as the first female Treasurer of the United States in 1949. Since then, every Treasurer of the United States has been a woman. The past 11 Treasurers of the United States have been Hispanic. To be the Treasurer of the United States, you no longer need to be confirmed by the United States Senate. They got rid of that any number of years ago. But yeah, the office of Treasurer of the United States has been vacant for almost 3 years. By the way, I checked this morning. The national debt as of about 6:15 this morning is $30,862,790,090,000. That's the national debt. That comes out to $96,652 for every American, regardless of your age. If you want to break it down by just taxpayers, people who pay taxes, our national debt comes out to about $245,000 per taxpayer. So again, our national debt right now is at about $31 trillion. So what you see on your screen is a great big building with nothing in it. On this date in 1912, 110 years ago today, Arthur Eldred is awarded the very first Eagle Scout from the Boy Scouts of America. That's what you get when you get your Eagle Scout. You get your badge, you get your patch, Mom gets a pin, and Dad gets a pin. Pretty cool, because they kind of help out. The very first Eagle Scout was awarded on this date to Arthur Eldred. And since then, about 2.5 million Boy Scouts have achieved a highest rank of Eagle Scout. But think about this. It seems like a lot, but only about 4% of anybody who ever gets into Boy Scouts ever becomes an Eagle Scout. It is not easy to do. Let's see. Famous Eagle Scouts. Gerald R. Ford is the only president of the United States to ever become an Eagle Scout. At least 40 astronauts were Eagle Scouts. Not surprised there, including Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon. Two of our former governors, Dan Evans and Gary Locke, were both Eagle Scouts. The filmmaker, Steven Spielberg, an Eagle Scout. The filmmaker, Michael Moore, an Eagle Scout. Billionaire businessman Michael Bloomfield, billionaire businessman Sam Walton. They were Eagle Scouts. Arthur Gary Bishop was an Eagle Scout. He was executed for murdering 5 people in Utah. John Edward Robinson, an Eagle Scout. He's serving life imprisonment for murdering at least 8 people in the Midwest in the 1980s. And Charles Whitman, the youngest Eagle Scout ever. He had just turned 12 when Charles Whitman achieved Eagle Scout status. And on August 1st, 1966, Charles Whitman took a rifle to the tower at the University of Texas and murdered 16 people. You can't win them all. The war ended on this date 77 years ago today. Officially, Japan surrendered on the deck of the USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay, witnessed by General George MacArthur. All the warring parties signed the truce, the instrument of surrender, I should say. They surrendered, we give up. Of course, for many, many years, back in the 70s, the USS Missouri was docked in Bremerton. And you could go, and they had a plaque, and it was all roped off, and you could see the actual site where it was. So I went there any number of times when I was a kid. Very moving, very impressive. To look at the site where they signed the instrument of surrender. And then they got it out of mothballs and they put the USS Missouri back to work. Anyway, that was 77 years ago today. And minor league baseball leaves Seattle, September 2nd, 1968. 54 years ago today, after 56 years of minor league baseball in Seattle, the Seattle Angels, a member of the Pacific Coast League, they were an affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels. And so they were known, of course, forever as the Seattle Rainiers, and then Tacoma took that name. The Seattle Angels played their final minor league game. They beat Spokane Indians 4-1 at Sick Stadium in Seattle. And that was it for minor league baseball in Seattle. The next year, the Pilots came to town. And finally, birthdays. At 33 minutes after the hour, the great John Thompson, a man of integrity and character and a really good basketball coach, too. Born in the state in 1941, died a couple of years ago at the age of 2020. Inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame and the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame. John Thompson, born in the state in 1941. Billy Preston, born in the state in 1946, had a couple of #1 hits, Will It Go Round in Circles, and Nothing from Nothing, of course, his most unique contribution to the world of rock and roll. He is the only artist ever to record with the Beatles to get special recognition. When the song Get Back was released as a 45 in the summer of 1969, it was credited on the label as The Beatles with Billy Preston. Nobody got that honor except Billy Preston, born in the state in 1946. We lost him a number of years ago. Terry Bradshaw is 74 years old today. Of course, he was the first quarterback ever to win 4 Super Bowls, and he did it in a 6-year period, and he was also the first quarterback to win 3 Super Bowl titles. And, of course, he was a Super Bowl MVP a bunch of times, too. Terry Bradshaw is 74 years old today. Krista McCullough would have been 74 years old today. She was born the same day as Terry Bradshaw. She died in January of 1986 when the Space Shuttle Challenger blew up. She was born in the state in 1948. And Salma Hayek Hi, Salma. She's 56 years old today. I can put her picture back up on my show because the judge lifted the restraining order. Happy 56th birthday to Salma Hayek. Going to take a break. Got an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. It's about shaving, which I did this morning. Thank you very much. And then my conversation with Scott Devereaux, the dean of the football coaches at the Columbia Basin Big Nine, his Wenatchee Panthers. They begin their 2022 season tonight in Skyline. Scott will be my guest when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
Wenatchee Wild are coming back to town, and we're looking for billet families to provide rooms for our players. Development team's head coach Troy Mick.
A billet family provides a home and a family setting as the players work towards their goals of furthering their careers and education.
Wild head coach Chris Clark.
The strength of our program really begins with the billet families. As our program continues to grow, we are looking for more quality families for our players. If you have an extra bedroom, please call us. Let's talk about it. This is an opportunity that you will treasure for a lifetime.
For details, call 888-7825.
COVID-19 has impacted all of us. Being healthy today might mean something different to you, your neighbor, or your colleague.
My healthy is getting back into the gym and eating right.
Finding resources to help with my health.
A message from Chelan Douglas Health District.
Connect with us on Networked as we introduce you to the people and organizations who are leading innovation in the region. Get inspired, engaged, and networked right here on the NCW Life channel.
The newest generation of GMC Sierra pickups offer the most advanced technology, the strongest selection of powertrain, and everything else you need to work hard, play hard, and explore the boundaries of the Wenatchee Valley and beyond. Take a look at the latest, most luxurious and durable trucks on the market.
You will see why GMC is not your grandfather's pickup.
You want to bet, kid?
We were in Roseburg in the early 80s. Our oldest son, Dan, was a defensive back, a starter on that team. They in fact, became Oregon State champions, setting the first undefeated 14-0 season in Oregon's history. And a lot of people were losing jobs. Friends had left the community. It was a hard time. That football team and companies like Abby's kept that place alive and the community spirit alive. That's legendary.
Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge in Leavenworth has a warm environment to enhance your dining experience. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Crystal's Intimate Lounge is a wonderful place to relax and dine with beautiful views of the mountains. Do you have a special occasion coming up? Call Crystal's to reserve their event space. Whether your event is grand, intimate, or casual, Crystal's provides unforgettable food and superb service. Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge, proud to be serving fabulous food and drinks.
This could be the view out of your office window.
North Central Washington is probably one of the most beautiful places to live, and you get to experience it all as a transit operator.
Link Transit coach operators enjoy full family benefits, paid CDL training, a state-of-the-art fleet, and the satisfaction of being part of a progressive, community-minded team.
We have a lot of fun with each other. I mean, it's a good group of people. We're all kind of like a family.
If you like this view, Link has a seat for you. The next operator training starts soon. Apply today at linktransit.com.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, okay, this new Gillette commercial, based on their slogan, the best a man could get, that addresses the issues of how we raise our sons. Now, here's my take. Now, what's wrong with teaching our sons not to be bullies and not to harass women? What's wrong with that? Let's face it, for far too long, we have been accepting of certain behaviors from the males in our society, which certainly are not the best a man could be. A real man expresses his strength through gentleness, not by bullying and harassment. And that is the truth. This is Mike Magnotti, and that's not only my opinion, that's reality.
I'm Brian Thorpe, and I'm proud to say that Global Car Care is growing. We always do the right thing, and because of that, we're busy, and it's time to hire an experienced automotive technician. We spend as much time with our coworkers as we do our own family. I want them to understand they're not a number here. They're a person with a family, and I want them to be part of this family too. Do you want an owner that understands and respects what you do every day? I'm that guy. Our compensation is the best in the area. I want you to have your career with us.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Who are you talking to? I told you, knock it off!
End the cycle. Call SAGE, Safety, Advocacy, Growth, and Empowerment. Get private, anonymous counseling. Learn how SAGE can help you. Receive legal assistance and protection. SAGE also offers a safe place for you and your children. Of course, a hug from Hank always helps. SAGE can help you move on with your life. Call SAGE today.
Happy summer days from Collins Fashions. We have what you need to stay cool and be ready for your casual and dressy events. Sundresses in cotton and linen, semi-formal dresses from Joseph, Lyman, and Alex, swimwear and shorts, capris, tees for your casual days and fall and winter vacations. Summer footwear from Soft, Jambu, Fly London, and Bueno. Come check out Tommy Bahama for men and women. Brighton handbags and jewelry and sunglasses add to your glam for summer. Come visit Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino has the best Vegas-style games in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy yourself and discover the nightly action. Win big and meet new friends at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino.
This Labor Day weekend is the time to get your boots on and join all your friends and family at the Ellensburg Rodeo. The nation's best athletes provide nonstop action all weekend long under the blue skies of Ellensburg. Your rodeo ticket also gets you into the world-famous Behind the Chute Saloon, featuring a world-class lineup of entertainment. It's your chance to hang out with some real cowboys and cowgirls, too. Don't miss the Ellensburg Rodeo this Labor Day weekend. For tickets, call 800-637-2444 or visit ellensburgrodeo.com.
Continuing our preview of the upcoming prep football season, the gentleman to my immediate left needs no introduction. He's the dean of the coaches of the Columbia Basin Big Nine. This gives you an idea. When Scott Devereaux first started coaching at Wenatchee High School, Elvis was still dead. I mean, that's how long Scott's been at it. Scott Devereaux, which is French for been here a long time.
Yeah,
Coach,
thanks.
it's good to see you, my friend.
Thanks, Dan.
Looking forward to a fun campaign. Certainly better. We might as well start with the Lily here. 2021 was not a particularly pleasant year for this team or for you.
No, it was a year we'd all like to forget. It was tough in every way, from injury to COVID, and I mean, I don't know if anybody took it as hard as we did, but you know, it affected us the whole season through. You know, I've never been on a team where the day of the game we didn't have a center, you know, and we're making kids up to play in the game, and it was tough, and it shows, you know, it shows.
You wouldn't know it we've been here for about a half an hour observing your practice. I'm seeing enthusiasm, I've seen smiles, I'm seeing kids having a good time. Obviously, what happened last year is what happened last year. There's no carryover that I can tell.
No, you move on. You know, kids are pretty resilient. Some of them weren't here last year. These guys definitely want to win. They want to compete. And we push them hard, and they respond well. So far, it's been a really good couple weeks.
Good turnout. You said about 110.
Yes, sir.
Which is pretty good numbers, all things considered.
Yeah. We have about 45 freshmen, which is up from the last couple years. I think last year we played some freshman games with like 15, 16 kids. So right now we're 45 strong there, and that's a great number.
I talked to your cohort across the river, Mike Don. And he has some of the same concerns that I'm sure you do. A lot of parents don't want their kids to play football anymore. You know, they see the stories, concussions and CTE and all that stuff, and they don't want little Johnny to play football anymore. Sell your program to the folks who have kids in the Wenatchee School District who may be 6th or 7th grade to come play for you when they get to the high school. So sell your program to those folks.
We coach it so much differently than we used to. I grew up in the 80s, and what we do now is not even close. The head out of the game, the part of tackling and blocking, is strict. We coach it, we teach it, we start slow. You know, the first 3 days, you know, with helmets only. We take our helmets off and tackle. That's how safe it is right now. And it all started with the Seahawks a few years back, and we adopted that years ago. I think we were probably one of the first teams to do it. We have not had a concussion at the varsity level in years. Some of our freshmen have gotten them. I think part of that is strength. I think if you train right, your helmet fits properly, and you teach kids to do things correctly, the injuries just drop. And our stats show that. Very proud of how we've done that with the high school level.
Last year, the big struggle for the Panthers was offense. Couldn't score. Just couldn't score. Defense kept you in some games that maybe you really shouldn't have been in. You played some really good first halves, but that was an awful big load on your defense because the offense couldn't put any points on the board. So what are you doing to address that issue coming into this year?
And a lot of it was the same guys.
Right.
The same guys were on O, the same guys on D.
And by the halfway through the third quarter, they're gassed.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're 17, you're going to run out of juice.
I agree 100%. You know, and part of the problem was, you know, our starting running back was out for the season before the season started. We lost our starting center, who was an all-league kid, first game of the year, got him back to last game of the year. We ended up moving our tight end to running back, moving a wide receiver to slot. I mean, there was just so many things that were not working to our favor. Ended up moving a running back to quarterback. We just couldn't get a rhythm going, you know, and we weren't good enough. If we got behind the chains, second and long, third and long, we were in trouble, you know, and we'd be in the game at half, and the second half it would just go away. So expecting that to change. We talked a lot about finishing. Our guys know that we had some games. We had a shot to win some games, and it fell through our fingers there in the second half. And I think if we stay healthy, we'll be all right this year. And the experience our young guys got last year was pretty important. We had a lot of sophomores on the field. We have a lot of juniors on the field this year. And so far, from what I've seen, we look pretty good.
So there's a lot of experience coming into this team. A lot of the other teams in the Columbia Basin Big Nine lost a lot of pretty significant players. That's not really the case with you. You got a lot of players who saw a lot of playing time coming back this year.
Yeah, we had to play them. You know, we didn't have a big senior group last year, and then we lost a couple. You know, so our sophomores played a lot of football.
I got to talk about. Let's talk about Moses Lake. What an incredible turnaround that program was. 2 years ago, they were 0-10. Last year, they were undefeated and won the Big Nine. Moses Lake's coach, a whale of a job. I mean, you got to respect what he did.
Yeah, he's a good coach. Moses Lake they've been, you know, they had that bad season, but I knew going into the season they're going to be tough. They have a lot of kids turned out. They have like 160 kids turned out for football. So they're totally two platoon. They can run it like a college program. So those guys get, you know, all the reps all day at one position, one side of the ball, and it's really tough to play a team that can do that. We're not at that level right now. But yeah, they had some playmakers. Their quarterback had a great year. He was a key to their whole team, I thought.
Are they the prohibitive favorite for the 2022 league champions?
I don't see why not. You know, they won it. As far as I'm concerned, whoever won it last year is at the top to start the next year off. You know, why not? Someone's got to prove they can beat them.
There is some differences as far as the playoffs are concerned. In years past, the top two teams in the Big Nine automatically punched their ticket to state. They were one of the 16 that went in as part of the seeding process. But now they're going back to how it used to be. There'll be a play-in game in Week 10 between the Columbia Basin Big Nine, the Mid-Columbia Conference, and the Greater Spokane League for the Eastern Washington bids to state. Is that a game changer, or is it just another game?
Well, it's the system it is, so, you know, it doesn't do any good to complain about it. It's what we used to do. And basically what happened is there's a lot of really big leagues on the west side, you know, like 16-team leagues, and they would get 2 berths in the state, and another league with only 6 teams would get 2 berths in the state. So they're trying to kind of even it out. to me, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's great to be right into the playoffs, but at some point, whoever you play is going to be good anyway. So our number one is going to go play someone else's number 3, and it's going to be a great football game, and nothing we can do about it. You know, I don't mind it. It does guarantee you get a week 10. Everybody gets a week 10. Even if you go 0-for, you're going to play someone from the GSL or Columbia, whatever it's called, Tri-City League, that had a bad season as well. So everyone should get a game 10, and that's important. I think those kids deserve to play one more also.
You can't do anything about the league schedule. It is what it is. You play everybody once. But the non-league schedule, you have some input with Jim Beeson. This is a killer. You're at Skyline, you're at Mount Baker, and then you get one of the best 2A teams in the state in Ellensburg here in town. Those are your 3 non-league games, and Skyline and Mount Baker right out of the box on the road. Yeah. It's really hard to get teams to come here. We had something set up with a Spokane school, and they pulled out. We had something set up with a Snohomish area team, and they kind of backed out. So at some point, it's like, we got to play somebody. So I guess we're going to be on the road, you know, and Skyline's going to be tough. They've got a Division I receiver. You know, those guys make a big difference. Mount Baker is at our team camp. I would say out of the 9 teams at our team camp, Mount Baker might have been the best. It's the best Mount Baker team I've seen, and one of the best that Coach Lepper's had in a while. So 5 hours on the way to Deming and playing those guys is going to be a battle. And then the third game is your Cross River rival Eastmont, who, quite frankly, Coach Devereaux has had your number over the last 5-6 years. Yes. Yeah, it used to be the other way around. Yeah. I think we won like 9 or 10 in a row, and now they've got 5 or 6 in a row. And, you know, we'll play again week 3 and see how it goes. What else do you want to touch on for this upcoming Panther campaign for 2022 as we visit here on this beautiful late summer day? What's your message out there to the Panther alumni and Panther fans, Coach? Let's come back out and support the kids. You know, they're working as hard as they can. It's been super hot this summer. I don't know if we had a day under 90 and I don't know how long. These guys have shown up. They've been in the weight room. They're out here on the field. It's a good group of kids. You know, our GPA for our team last year, this returning group was like a 3.3. These kids are doing what they're supposed to do for our community, and I just hope people come out and support them. This is going to sound like a stupid question, Coach Devereaux, but I want to leave you with this. Why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep coming back? You've done it all. You've been there. You've taken teams deep to state. You've coached all-staters, all-Americans, from O'Connell's to Adamses to the Sealby twins to the Brant Simses. You've seen some incredible talent. You've had your ups and downs, and yet you come back every year. Why? Why? I just love coaching and being around kids. You know, if I'm not the head coach, I hope to keep coaching. I mean, I'd coach a different sport. I just think you see a different side of kids out of the classroom. I quit a pretty good job to get into teaching. My first year, I think I made like $24,000 a year, and I was happy. You know, and as long as I'm working with teenagers, you know, that's what I'm about. How do you know you're making an impact? Do you have that little epiphanies every once in a while when I get it, Coach, I got it now, yeah. Just thanks for the guardrails, I got it from here? Does that happen? You see it a lot with the athletes, but you know, it might be even more rewarding when you see it in a classroom with a kid that's just had it tough. You know, and at some point during the school year, you get a connection with that kid, and you see a change. You know, we got a couple kids in our team this year that are sophomores that I had in class last year as freshmen, and they had some issues, you know, and it's tough. You got to put your arm around those kids and kind of walk them, show them the way, you know. And I think as long as I can have that effect on people and I feel good about it, I'll keep plugging along. I'm glad to hear it because you do yeoman's work. Oh, thank you. Really do, Scott. I appreciate it. Much appreciated. Scott, I'm going to give you the last word. That's your camera right there where that tall, handsome guy is. Look right into that lens and give folks a reason to come out and watch Panther football this fall. It's all yours. Take it home. It's going to be a fun game. We're getting after it this year. It's not going to be an 0-for season, guaranteed. Go Panthers. Scott Devereaux, the head coach of the Wenatchee Panthers since 2004. Wow, you're old. I'm catching you. You'll never catch up to me, buddy. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
I'm here at Boswell's Home Furnishings to announce one of their newest lines of furniture, Built Well, an amazing local furniture maker in Oregon.
Hi, can I help you?
I was just telling my friends.
About Biltwell, they have exquisite craftsmanship, superior construction. I love their designs. Biltwell is a great addition to the wide selection of quality furniture you'll find here at Boswell's.
Boswell's Furniture on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Don't make plans to store your boat for the off-season until you've checked out the Super Package from Bob File Boats and Motors. With this package, you just drop your boat off for winterizing, and they take it from there. When you pick it up in the spring, it'll be ready to go for the next season. There are too many features in the Super Package to list here, so get the details. 509-884-3558.
Bob File Boats and Motors. We're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
Right, getting ready to wrap up a week worth of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley's quick programming reminder, actually 2 of them. We won't be here on Monday. Taking Monday off, getting Labor Day off, getting a 3-day weekend. I'm liking that. That's number 1 of the programming reminder list. Number 2, we got high school football tonight. Kicking off our fall sports broadcasting schedule. We'll be in East Wenatchee at Wildcat Stadium, but if you can't make it, you can watch it in high definition and in stereophonic sound. 7 o'clock kickoff. The Wildcats and the Meade Panthers tonight. Looking forward to that. Going to be very warm at kickoff at 7 o'clock tonight. We have a heat advisory for all of North Central Washington, and unfortunately, the one thing we really hate, the red flag warning, and it's a long one. It starts at noon today, goes until 9 o'clock tomorrow night. For most of the listening area, the 2 places we're really keeping an eye on is out in the Columbia Basin and up in the Waterville Plateau, because it's going to be windier there and drier and very warm than it's going to be here in the Wenatchee Valley. You know what this means. You got hot temperatures, low relative humidity, unstable conditions, and wind. That's what the recipe is for a red flag warning. And again, it goes until 9 o'clock on Saturday. We are in for some pretty interesting weather, folks, from the National Weather Service. It looks something like this. 99. Our high today, our forecast high today. For the record, we had 95 yesterday. Our normal high is 82, and our record high for this day, September 2nd, 100 degrees. It was set back in 1998. We're going to be very, very close to that. If you're going to be out and about in the afternoon hours, hydrate. 67 for the overnight low tonight. Now we're talking some interesting weather, especially on Saturday. A fairly strong wave of moisture is going to move through the area. On Saturday morning, you're going to wake up, I hope, and you're going to go, hey, where's the sun? It's going to be cloudy when you get up tomorrow morning. Sun will eventually come out. The winds will be picking up in intensity. The good news, it should clean out the dirty air that we're dealing with. The bad news, existing fires could get going. We'll cool down to 89, and then typical September weather, just a little on the warm side for the weekend. And that is it for us. Have a great Labor Day weekend. We'll see you Tuesday. Bye-bye.